And I've just hit a kangaroo at 180 kilometres an hour. And here he is. I win. The most fearsome moment was when I hit the kangaroo in South Australia at 180 kilometres an hour, which I'll send you the video so you can see that. That was, I don't know, one of those 1 in 10 million things where I didn't even crash the bike. The roo came out, I hit it. Had the animal been a bit higher, a bit lower, a bit to the left or the right, I wouldn't be here talking to you now. Clearly it wasn't my time, and you know, the roo was dead, splattered everywhere, and it ended up sitting on the bike as I rolled to a stop.
Alright guys, good morning once more from beautiful Sydney, sunny day, and the agenda of the movement is that we have a very special gentleman with us who has a lot of feathers in his helmet, and one of them is Dear George, as probably you might already know. So this is the man behind that Facebook page, which is actually, I think, is more than a Facebook page. It's become a movement, it's become a thought, and a lot of other things, you know. So let's get on with this and let's see what goes inside the head of Mr. Boris here. I think the pen is mightier than the sword, and you have ruffled quite a few feathers, along with few in India. You know, let's not really talk about that,
Sure.
But probably some of you might know, you know, that he went to Facebook jail, as you know, people are calling it, because of someone in India. So yeah, I mean, I think it happens, right? This means that you're really hitting the right.
Norman Mailer, I'm sure you've heard Norman Mailer, the great author, said, what is the point of being a writer if you can't offend someone?
Yeah.
And I tend to think that we now live in a culture of outrage. Social media has allowed every idiot to have a soapbox to stand on and yodel his outrage at the world about the most ridiculous stuff. Just get over yourselves, you know, have a sense of humour, you know, laugh about stuff. If you can laugh at yourself, you can't. I mean, I'm hilarious, I always laugh at myself all the time. Self-deprecating humour is one of the strongest weapons you have. Yeah. Sure, if you can't laugh at yourself, you know, there's something wrong with you, seriously.
Yeah. So you actually come across as someone who's very
aggressive,
harsh,
yes.
Harsh and to the point, and blunt.
Yep.
So do you make a conscious effort to like come across like that, or you are like that?
I'm like that.
You like
what
that.
you see is exactly what you get.
Okay.
Right? It's as simple as that. I spent 10 years riding over an outlaw motorcycle club, so it's not likely that I'm easily intimidated by guys yelling at me on Facebook. I say exactly what I mean, and I mean what I say.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that.
But a lot of people do seem to get offended by you,
Sure.
And obviously you don't care, you know, about them. But
that's a matter for them.
Yeah.
Right? Sure. Is it not? Right?
Yeah. So tell me one thing: does Lorenzo know about your page? Do you?
I have it on good authority from the MotoGP paddock that many people in the MotoGP paddock are aware of it.
Okay.
I've had messages from the British Superbike paddock, from the Isle of Man TT paddock, certainly from Superbikes, the WSBK, and I do know that the MotoGP paddock is aware of it. The journos certainly are.
Do you think the downfall in his recent form is because of your page? And what do you say over there?
Not at all. I mean, look, at the end of the day, the guys riding MotoGP are gods, literally. I mean, even the slowest guy.
That was a joke of a question, but still.
Yeah, but even Carol Abrahams, you know, can ride faster than if I lived 1,000 lifetimes. I'd never ride that quick. And I have nothing but absolute respect for all of them. But gee, you got to take you got to take the mickey out of him, you know. And George lends himself to satire. He's just a satirical target. He's a target-rich environment, if you know what I mean.
So who else would you actually pick if he wasn't there?
Oh, Rossi. And I'm a Rossi fan. I've worshipped at the altar of the greatest of all time forever, you know. But he would lend himself to satire as well. I also think Carol Abraham's father would be someone funny to satirise, because he's been funding his son's non-career in MotoGP for a while now.
That makes sense. So what else, Boris? Can you? You've also got a couple of books to your credit, right?
Yeah, I've written 2 books. They're sort of biographical. One's called "My Mother Warned Me About Blokes Like Me," and the other one is "At the Altar of the Road Gods," which have enjoyed some success here. I mean, I wish I'd written 50 Shades of Serbian or something like that. what I didn't,
Yeah.
you know. But yeah, for what they are, they've done quite well. I've got a couple others in the pipeline. I'm hoping to do a biography on Kevin McGee in the forthcoming months, and that's out there now. So my agent's talking to a few publishers, so that's all positive at the moment. Yeah.
Wow. And so, what kind of a bike are you? Are you a cruiser guy, sports bike, naked bike?
I love them all. I love motorcycles, full stop. I mean, I spent a lot of time before I joined the club, which you have to ride Harleys because that's the look. But I've ridden everything from dirt bikes to cruisers to super bikes. I mean, I had a crack recently on Daniel Falzone's ASBK spec super bike at Eastern Creek, which was amazing. I'm blessed to be given little opportunities, as you know yourself, because we're in the lifestyle, we work in the industry. We get these little opportunities that no one else gets, and that's great,
Yeah, absolutely. So which is your favorite race of all time?
My favourite race of all time? I think that one, the year escapes when Rossi did Lorenzo on the last corner, I think it was in Barcelona, everyone saw that. Okay. When he nailed him, right? Yeah. Pretty much any time Rossi turns Lorenzo into his sort of kicking post, I love that.
So, do you think that MotoGP will take a hit if Rossi retires or something?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, the crowds come to see Rossi. He has redefined MotoGP for Dorna. He is the draw card. I mean, Rossi crashes, half the spectators leave the paddock. But Rossi's not going anywhere. He's already sort of fielding a team in Moto 3 and Moto 2. The rumour has it that he'll have a MotoGP team when he retires, so he will field a team in Moto 3. He will always be, heaven forfend something should happen to him, he'll be around MotoGP forever. I mean, Dorna will pay him to do that. They're mad not to.
Well, I think he should retire, but at least he should get his 10th.
The 10th, yes. We all want him to get the 10th.
Yeah. Is it? That's not going to happen this year, right?
We don't know. There's 6 races to go. Yeah. There's 150 points up for grabs. He's only 26 points behind the leader. Yeah. And as you know, it's racing. Who knew Marquez's Honda would blow up at Silverstone? Yeah. When do Hondas blow up? They don't. Yeah. They did that weekend. Yeah. So it's the best season I thought last season was great. Yeah. And I was thinking that the season before was spectacular, but this season it's never been closer in the history of MotoGP. It's never been closer with the top 6 riders.
Yeah. And so how long do you think he can sustain this? Because he's already, I think, 37.
38.
38, and it's like tremendous.
It's staggering, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's staggering. How long can he do it? He actually did an interview 2 days ago after Silverstone saying while he remains competitive as he was last weekend, he's going to keep racing. So if he's still bringing it, at the age of 41, 42, I'm still worshipping at the altar.
But I just think it's a little not sad, it's unfair because he has to actually race against people who are 15 years, sometimes 18 years younger to him.
And beat him.
Yeah.
And he beats them.
Yeah.
Sometimes they beat him. I mean, he's not the dominant force he was before, but there's a collective will out there of people willing him to win his 10th championship. Absolutely. And Rossi, of all the races there, is absolutely focused on his place in history. Yeah. He wants that 10th title. Once he gets that 10th title, he's already surpassed Agostini in some records. Yeah. There are some he can never catch him on because of the multiple classes.
Alright guys, so that was Boris, and there are 2 kinds of people, either who love him or hate him, and I fall somewhere in between. Actually not, I'm just joking, it was nice, very nice actually speaking to Boris, and the best thing which I like about him is his nonsensical approach towards whatever he writes, whether it's a review about a glove or a motorcycle, or even the book that I had actually bought even before I knew who he was, from a bookstore in Australia, around, I think, many years ago. So coming back to the point, why have I actually published his interview right now? The reason is because this interview was taken just one day before I started my dream ride, which was called the Power Trip 360 from Sydney. That was in 2017, but now I have actually managed to put together the trip in the form of 6 videos, using which I am launching my own YouTube channel, which is called YouTube/MotoGrapher Official. And the first episode is already live. It was published last week, and I thought that it would be great that if we can have a separate video on Boris, and because he deserves it after all. So something more about myself. I started something called XPHP in India 16 years ago. It was actually a single web page about my first motorcycle, which actually spawned into community, a portal, and then in 2010 print magazine, the latest issue of which is right over here. Yeah, and it has enabled me not only to actually convert my passion into a profession, but also it's given me a lot of friends, people like Boris. It's given me the opportunity to go around the world. I have done 55 countries so far on all the bikes, you can imagine. So I cannot be more thankful to God for this, and of course to the people who have supported me, even my haters, my detractors, because I've learned a lot because of the criticism. Coming to the point, I want you to see the trailer of the Power Trip 360 just after I finish my ranting over here. But before that, I want to tell you one more thing, that I have actually gone around Australia 3 times on a motorcycle. The first one was in 2007 on a humble 75 horsepower GT650 Huysen, and second time was on the beautiful Ducati Multistrada in 2013 when I did 24,000 kilometers, and the third one of course is the one which I'm talking about right now on a 280 horsepower Ninja H2. Yes, I actually reflashed the H2 to produce that amount of power, and that was my dream ride on my dream motorcycle. It was amazing. So I want to share that with you. Here we go with the trailer. You guys keep riding safe and keep yourself warm, because of course now it's winter down under. As it's summer, it's like 45 degrees in heat over here in India. Anyways, you take care.
Let's suppose that you were able every night to dream any dream you wanted to dream. And that you could, for example, have the power within one night to dream 75 years of time. And you would naturally, as you began on this adventure of dreams, you would fulfill all your wishes. You would have every kind of pleasure you could conceive. And after several nights of 75 years of total pleasure each, you would say, well, that was pretty great.
The air is so fresh here. And when I'm looking up in the sky, there are so many stars.